So here's a really cool deck. It's a neat combo deck. I'm on the play, and I keep because I got the early discard. I have a random hate card in my hand that might work out well, and I do have strings to grab whatever. I don't have green mana yet, but I'm not too worried about it. Opponent is playing New Perspectives, which is really cool. Yeah, I can't read the little meme up here. Yeah. And I hate it when people do that. I wish they would just right click on hand, reveal hand two, but I grabbed the only card I can grab. And go ahead and play out my baubles. I didn't see what they drew, but I'll see the top card next. So now I see what they drew. Get the Worldly Council. So now I know the Grafdigger's Cage probably isn't doing a whole heck of a lot, but whatever. Still not, at this point, I'm still not quite sure what the opponent's on. Yeah. And this is where I see no perspectives. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So next, I'm just looking for Witchbane Orb. Or to cast it next turn. And opponent just concedes. Because what they're looking to try to cycle through and deal a bunch of damage to me with their resounding thunders or whatever. But honestly, they had resounding wave in their deck, so but I guess they figured that I was going to get the lock. So in this matchup, I brought in Jester's Cap because it is a random combo deck, and Jester's Cap actually does a lot of work, especially with this Academy Ruins in the opener hand. So yeah. Yep. So they're ramping out to try to get this new perspectives thing going on. Since they're playing so many colors, I figure at some point they have some sort of artifact destruction. So I, bring in a jar. And I keep bridges. I grab, yeah, that, so I can play the Jester's Cap next turn. Come on, there we go. So go ahead and Jester's Cap. Now I'm also going to be able to recur it with Ruins and then do another Jester's Cap next turn. So what I'm looking at here, I'm going to take a good look at the deck, and I'm trying to figure out how to pick apart their deck. So I know that their main ways to kill me, these aren't going to be enough, right? That's 18 damage. It's real close, though. I can do a good amount. But what I really need to worry about are these right here. Because if I can... I saw that they conceded as soon as I played Witchbane Orb. So if I can land a Witchbane Orb and keep it in play, then if these will make it so that they can't get rid of it. And really, that's all that they got. And of course, I also want to get rid of Days Undoing so that they can't constantly recycle and bounce everything to my hand. So I figure I'll get rid of all three of these. They do have one in hand, though. And then if I can recur it, then I'll start getting rid of more things. But yeah, I believe I got these three, and then yeah, you'll see the rest. And of course, that did tell me a little bit about what was in the opponent's hand. Yeah, opponent tried to get Resounding Thunder. I was like, no, 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 no. I want the wave. Because I don't want my opponent to, like, I I don't want my opponent to be able to wave my bridges to my hand and then attack. Yeah. So there goes that. Yeah, random mill. There goes one Days Undoing. So now all I gotta do is be able to get rid of the other Days Undoing and land a bridge, and I should be okay. I mean, I still have to worry about them comboing out with Resounding Thunder, but so they started going off. So they got 3 Resounding Thunder in hand. Yep. Now, fortunately, the way that I tapped was just in case something like that happens, I still have the 3 mana I need to put Cap back on top. So, played that, paid the 4 mana, so I got Cap. It gives me Metalcraft, and gives me the mana I need to activate Cap. So again, this tells me what the opponent probably has in hand. So I grabbed the last Thunder. So that means they're not going to burn me out. They're going to require attacking me with creatures, and I have 2 bridges in hand. I get rid of the Days Undoing, so they can't shuffle this back in. And that's going to be it. I just, and that neuters their deck. And I get rid of one of these. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I figure I'll go ahead and get rid of it. But Days Undoing, once I get rid of the Thunder and the Days Undoing, that's it. Their deck is done. Yep. Now they don't realize that I've got the bridges in hand. But now they do. And at this point, it should be pretty obvious for them that the game's over. I guess they're just hoping that I'll pay a life, I guess, and go to 18 somehow. But that's not going to happen. And at this point, I know that I've won. Opponent goes to do some crazy stuff here, and I have to remind them they cannot cycle before resolving the Worldly Council. So they Worldly Council, and while they're looking at the top 4, they start cycling before putting the cards on the bottom. I have to explain that to them. But I mean, I know it doesn't matter because I still win, but I figure that it's probably helpful if I explain to my opponent how the cards work. That's it. And opponent concedes at this point. I guess they realize, like, oh yeah, game's over. So, good stuff.